to Pakwesi Shandoff, who I understand has joined us via the phone lines right now. Talk to us as to what the understanding is in relation to what transpired between this operation and the results which has played out in the last 48 hours.
Really was extremely and profoundly disappointing, because the soldiers, the NAIMOS team, were basically there to ensure a crackdown. And so it was a huge surprise that the locals got agitated, demanding for the release of the persons who have been arrested. And then in the process, they then began to accost and attack the NAIMOS team. In fact, when the incident happened yesterday, having spoken to the Director of Operations of NAIMOS, he indicated to me that he survived clearly by the mercy of God. Because if we look at the intensity of the anger and how that they were very much charged, he and the rest of the team would have lost their lives. That is the plainest way to put it. And so we are wondering, the question that for me as an individual has been on my mind is, why would the youth, the young people in that particular enclave, protest against the military NAIMOS coming around to, as it were, end illegal mining in that particular area? But what we have also discovered, and what is currently being investigated, is that it appears there are certain individuals who actually are the masterminds behind it. Otherwise, I mean, Aisha, let's try to rationalize this. If a NAIMOS task force has come to an area, in fact, that was not even their primary destination. They were on their way back to Accra, and then they saw the mining, happening along the road. Then they decided to stop, intercept the process, and then end it. Why should this be a cause of agitation? What we are learning, although inconclusive, is that apparently there are certain kingpins who are sponsoring this, and so investigations have commenced accordingly, and in due time we'll be able to identify the persons who actually instigated and facilitated this very risky and fatal development. Clearly, from what happened yesterday, the briefing that I received from the Director of Operations of NAIMOS, it is abundantly clear that if we are going to deal with illegal mining and do away with some of these developments, the locals must be sensitized, number one, and especially not just the locals by way of the residents, but the local authorities must also up their game.
Pakwesi Shandoff speaking there, and we know, I mentioned that the Bureau of Public Safety has been issuing a statement, and we'll speak to Nanayo Akwada, but we just want to walk you through quick pointers in relation to what it is they've been demanding of authorities, and then we can go to them with the latest in terms of development as we've got from the Ghana Police Service as well. And so of the many things they were demanding, as at this morning, it included the immediate arrest and interrogation of the MP alleged to have been involved in this full-scale investigation by the Ghana Police Service with support from the Ghana Armed Forces, and also protective measures for NAIMOS officers, soldiers and witnesses, parliamentary inquiry to determine disciplinary or criminal sanctions if the MP is found to have interfered with law enforcement operations, strengthening of operational security protocols for all anti-illegal mining task force. And so this is the demand from NAIMOS. We've seen that statement that's come through from the Ghana Police Service, which says that the headquarters of the CID has been tasked to take over this investigation and look into the matter. As well, the Member of Parliament who has been named in this particular subject matter, we understand, has been invited by the Ghana Police Service to assist in investigations. Let's take this to Dr. Nanayo Akwada quickly for a bit of a conversation. Mr. Akwada, I appreciate you speaking to us and joining us this afternoon as well. So we've just got that release as well from the police, which says that of the many things, the headquarters of the CID has taken over investigations. They provide a brief background as to what happened as well. But most importantly, the MP alleged to have incited all of this has been invited to assist with investigations. That surfaces in terms of the immediate first steps which should be carried out in beginning to unravel what really played out over the weekend.
Good afternoon to your viewers, and I would like to, before I comment on that, I would like to commend, the district police station and the district police director for a great, demonstration of policing. I mean, I watched the footage, and anyone who watches the footage could actually feel the intensity of the crowd and then the charged atmosphere. But I think that the way the police team, navigated this course and averted, a potential, bloodshed is worthy of commendation. And when the dust is settled, I will be expecting the police department to recognize these police officers who did such a great protective job. And also, I want to commend the military and the NAIMOS members involved in this unfortunate incident. I think that the whole of Ghana does off its heart for them. They are doing a great job. The fact that they had to do, take a detour to complete a very important task like this shows how determined and dedicated they are. And I think that this morning, I am confident that, their efforts will pay off, and they need our support to make these efforts actually pay off. Now, the action of the Ghana Police Service, inviting the MP for questioning suffices for me. But I think that from per the story, some people have been released. I am thinking that the national security should get involved, locate all these persons. My understanding, my intelligence points to a non-citizen involved in this. Locate all of these people with immediate effect and bring them, into its bosom for prosecution. What happened on Saturday is shameful. It's most regrettable. It's very dangerous. It could have resulted in a lot of loss of lives of people. And also, it is a test of our resolve to ensure that Galamsey is rooted out from our body politics, as soon as possible.
Right.
And so this incident provides us with that opportunity to prove how serious we are about Galamsey, to prove that we are not going to let anyone off the hook, regardless of their status in society. And which is why I think that within the next few hours, this MP should be in the bosom of the police for investigation. And if it requires that they get permission or authorization from, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament to keep this MP in the bosom of the law enforcement agencies for investigations, that must be done. We must not let anyone off the hook. Consistent with the broken windows theory, this must not be ignored. And as a Bureau of Public Safety, what we have been saying time and again is that if we allow Galamsey to linger on, very soon it's going to be an armed group. We are going to have to deal with them like a terror group, and it's going to be more difficult. So this is the opportunity for us as a nation to descend heavily on persons who are, behind the windows, encouraging young men, youth to go into this area, and that they use their status as a shield for persons who are dealing a very devastating blow to our environment, increasing our health, our debt burden on health as a state, and also destroying the livelihoods of people. So this must not be ignored. And all 5 of our demands that we have made, we expect that it will be, acceded to as soon as possible. We must not only do justice, but justice must be swift. We must be swift so that the word will go out there that, look, we are serious about this fight, and we are not going to let anyone off the hook, no matter your status in society.
And I hear you on the swift action. There are foreign elements which, for a while, we've known have had a hand in terms of the activities of illegal mining, which continues to plague the state. To the extent that from the report, it suggests that this foreign element could have been part of the reason for the inciting of the crowd, amongst many other things. We haven't got word from the police in this release that anybody has been picked up outside of the fact that the NAIMOS team was protected and taken away. The individuals who were arrested by the NAIMOS team, even which resulted in the incitement of the people as well. We haven't got word of them being picked up again. Should we be getting updates on that front, even as the MP is being invited and other respective persons within the development as has happened in the last few hours?
Absolutely, absolutely, which is why I have said that, look, we must escalate this to the level of national security so that nobody, gets out of our borders. We get everybody roped in. If it means within the next 24 hours publishing the images of these individuals as wanted persons so that the public could assist in bringing all these perpetrators to book. Look, it's a serious issue we are dealing with. If you watch the video the footage circulating and you don't get the import of how serious this thing is, then I'm sorry for our country. The next incident that gets closer to this is going to be a bloodshed, and that is when these guys will begin to arm to the teeth. Okay? We don't want persons who are applying in Galamsey to arm themselves in this manner. So we must send the signal there strongly. Let us publish the images of these influential persons, publish the images of the members or the leaders of these youth who, helped in, intervening or stopping law enforcement agencies from carrying out their lawful duties, just as it was done in the January 6th riot in the USA. The FBI went out there using the footage, publishing images of individuals who were participants of these of such actions, and then they brought them to book one by one and swiftly. So we must do that and make sure that as we do it, we are keeping the public updated. We have arrested the 10th person, we have arrested the 11th person, we have arrested the 30th person, so that the signal is out there that you cannot hide behind mobs to be doing some of these things, and that we are serious as a nation about rooting out Galamsey. And I think that if we approach it in this manner and we do this swiftly, the key word is swiftly, we do this swiftly, we will send the signal out there.
And I appreciate the mention. I appreciate the mention of swiftly, considering how everything has played out. Is there an acceptable timeline or a time frame through which we should be getting updates from the police with respect to this? And also the silence of NAIMOS, some say, is concerning. They should have been providing updates as well on the back of the development vis-a-vis the ongoing updates from the police.
Look, I have, number one, I think that swiftly, within 24 hours to 36 hours, the police should be putting out images of wanted persons out there. We need them to do that for both substance and form. We need them to do this so that people will assist them. And then secondly, for NAIMOS, I mean, listening to what happened on Saturday, I am very confident in NAIMOS. And I think that by now they are doing, a post-mortem analysis of whatever happened. And they will re-strategize and retool and change their modus operandi. I mean, when they get into such escalations, they will know what to do. But my brother, we must commend the NAIMOS officers and the police for doing a great job. Elsewhere, they would have deployed firepower and it would have been bad news this morning. So we must commend them, especially for us as a Bureau of Public Safety, where we have always descended heavily on the police. I think that the work they did last Saturday was really, really to international level. It was really a class act that we need to identify the district commander and everyone involved in making sure that they gave the NAIMOS officers a safe pass without a single shred of assault on a citizen.
I appreciate you providing these thoughts for us. That's Nana Akwada speaking to us this afternoon on the latest. The police says investigations underway. They are inviting the Member of Parliament at the center of this to assist with investigations, and most certainly will follow up and bring details.